What's going on, everyone? So the Dallas Mavericks suffered another huge blow. I mean, they cannot catch a break. They put some bad, voodoo or something. I don't know what they did, right? Just all that talk about Luka, it's wild at this point, right? They lose Anthony Davis. They lose P.J. Washington, which his isn't as severe, right? So he's expected to be back sooner rather than later. Obviously, they lost Derek Lively, but now they lose Daniel Gafford. Like, that's it, right? They were already thin on bigs now, and they just lost their last big. They're bringing in guys on like two-way deals in 10 days and stuff like that. They're going to have to kind of piece this together. I think Dallas is cooked. I do. I mean, they're like a game ahead of falling out of the play-in entirely, and they're not going to have their three centers for who knows how long. You're just putting so much pressure on Kyrie, right? Can Kyrie hold up long enough for you to just stay afloat? And even with Kyrie, can you stay afloat? It's just, they just lost to the Sacramento Kings on a heartbreaker by DeMar DeRozan. Clay looks like he just won the game, and then DeMar, basically finalizes it. It's just, it's tough, right? Because, this is a team healthy, right? This is a team, if we're being honest and, remove all the fluff, right? It's a team that could make some noise, right? Kyrie is incredible, known as a playoff performer. Anthony Davis is a guy that can dominate a playoff game, win you a playoff game or two by himself, right? They have always been historically best as number twos, particularly Kyrie, but it's kind of been can two number twos kind of come together to win you a championship, right? That's kind of always been the question. And I think that they can. I think that it's very possible that they could do that for you in the right circumstance, in the right environment. But, now you don't have any of those pieces, right? You look at that team and it's they have shooting, they have perimeter defense, they're probably the best defensive team in the league once it's all put together. Anthony Davis as the anchor. Anthony Davis actually gets to play the four. You got two multiple bigs. You could always go small ball if you needed to, right? And even run Anthony Davis at the five at times, or a PJ at the four, right? You have so much versatility if you're the Dallas Mavericks. You can match up against pretty much any team in the league. You're just really counting on Kyrie and Anthony Davis to be able to generate enough offense. You could use another kind of self-creator, another bucket getter outside of Kyrie, but every team that kind of has their issues, has their flaws. You at least have a chance, right? But now, again, it's you're probably tanking pretty soon. Are you really going to be able to stay afloat long enough for Anthony Davis to come back? You are about to get into the All-Star break, which will be beneficial. That will kind of buy you a little bit of time. But guys like Anthony Davis are probably missing 12 games, 8 games, something like that. That's not good. Daniel Gafford, we'll see, at least at the time of recording this, we don't know all the details on it, right? They'll probably reevaluate it in the morning. I know I'm posting this in the morning, but recording it the previous night. So it's just, if you're Dallas, right? It's just man, you traded the one guy that could potentially lead you to the promised land, right? That could probably keep you afloat long enough in Luka, even without all the other guys. Obviously, you wouldn't have AD, but still, Luka just got back. He played his first game for the Lakers and looked good for the Lakers. He was a little rusty, but he was out 6 weeks, right? It's just, and new team and all that stuff. It's just, it's the saying, when it rains, it pours, right? Obviously, you never want injuries. This sucks, right? It would have been one thing if, they just put the team together, they're fully healthy, and it just wasn't a good team, right? It's just man, see, look, this is just icing on the cake for the Luka trade. But, now it's just, the team is falling apart, and it's just man, one, can you catch a break? And two, it's what is this team, you built this team to go get, by trading Luka, right? So wouldn't you want to see what the return looks like? Don't you want to see what this can potentially be and what this could potentially do? And you don't get to see it, right? Now, I do think it's still possible for them to get into the playoffs, into the postseason, right? I don't think that they're going to be, a top 6 seed. But, look, the Lakers with Anthony Davis, right, went to a conference finals as a play-in team. The Miami Heat went to the NBA Finals as a play-in team, right? If you get everybody back and healthy, take your time. Don't run. That's the problem is Dallas was like Nico and the Dallas Mavericks organization were just so in a hurry to like prove that they were right that they sabotaged themselves, right? Where the Lakers, Luka was expected to be back. They gave it another few days, right? They have Luka on minute restriction. They only played 23 minutes last night. Now that's part of like the Lakers just blew out, Utah, but still like he was expected to play under 30 minutes, right? He was supposed to play around 25 minutes. He got that, right? So, you're seeing one team do it right, but they're also the team that's not under the pressure, right? They're the team that, made out like bandits. But they're the team that did it right. Dallas is the team that rushed AD back, and he hurts himself again. And then now it's just like, again, when it rains, it pours. Now you lose Luka, and it's just, or Daniel Gafford and all that stuff. It's just like, can't catch a break. And it's just like, if you can get everybody back together, take the time that you need. Let's say it's like a month before the playoffs, then it's a month before the playoffs, and you hope that these guys can kind of pull it together, build as much chemistry as you can in that month, get into the play-in, right? Whether it's you're the 7th or 8th and you're playing one game, or you're the 9th and 10th and you're playing 2 games, you can win both of those games. And if you win both of them, now you're in the playoffs, and you just keep building that chemistry, and never know, right? Like, you might be able to make a deep playoff run. You might be able to get to the conference finals, or, a couple things kind of go your way, and all of a sudden you're in the NBA finals. But you got to get healthy first. The problem is, I don't think Dallas is going to be patient enough. Unless they just completely fall from grace, right? Like, they completely fall, like, where they're like 6 games out of the play-in, and it's like, okay, well, now it's time to pack it in. My concern is that Dallas is going to be stubborn. Dallas is going to want to continue to prove that, no, we were right. And they're just going to keep rushing guys back, and they're going to get hurt again, and then your season's going to be done. And then it's like, if you would have just been patient, and you would have done what you were supposed to do, you might have been in the playoffs. Or, at least a play-in team. Like, I think that they make the play-in, but it's very possible that they don't, right? Like, it's definitely on the table. It's definitely in the cards that they don't make the play-in. And, also Kyrie, which, knock on wood, again, you don't want to see it, but Kyrie has not been this great model of health. And now you're putting all the pressure on him. Literally, everything is on him to be as great as possible. Right? All the pressure is on him to have to be this like ultra elite, carry the workload, do everything guy. And in a lot of ways, you were having him already do that, right? Because he's the only real self-shot creator, really only real playmaker to that level. I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie can deal the ball a little bit, but you're running the risk of losing Kyrie next, which, again, knock on wood, I don't want to see happen. But it's not a good position you're in if you're Dallas. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you feel like, yeah, man, when it rains, it pours, right? It's been a disaster after disaster after disaster. If you're a Dallas fan, I'd really love to hear your insight, kind of your thoughts on this situation. Because it sucks, right? You never want to see this for any team, right? Like, I'm somebody that wants every player and every team to be healthy, right? Because it's just better competition, better matchups, better games. But, I mean, obviously, injuries happen. It's part of the 82-game season. But, I wanted to see what Dallas could do, right? I wanted to see, like what does this team look like when they start figuring some stuff out and putting it together? And, unfortunately, we might not get to see that. But, again, however you feel, either way, let me know down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.